students, welcome to Vidya Miran. This video is made for class 6 on chapter number 3, playing with numbers, and today we are going to do exercise 3.5 of NCERT. Let's begin with it. Now, to do this exercise, you need to understand certain more rules of divisibility. Let us do one by one. Number 1, it says that if a number is divisible by another number, it must be divisible by each of the factors of that number. Now let us suppose the number is 36. This 36 is divided by 12. It is divisible. Now let us find out the factors of 12. The another number is 12. Now 36 is divided by 12 and 12 is my another number. These 12 factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Now according to this rule, this 36 will also be divided by the factors of 12. Okay. Next rule is, if a number is divisible by each of two co-prime numbers, it must be divisible by their product also. Now what are co-prime numbers? Which has only one as a common factor. If we see, for an example, 63, it is divisible by 3 also and it is divisible by 7 also. 3 and 7 are co-prime numbers, and if we see 7 3s is 21. So 63 is also divisible by 21. Next they are saying is, if two given numbers are divisible by a number, then their sum is also divisible by that number. Now here example taken over here is, you have 8 and 16. These are two numbers, both are divisible by 4. If I take the sum of 8 and 16, their sum will also be divisible by 4. So it becomes a true statement. If two given numbers are divisible by a number, then their difference is also divisible by that number. Now again I am taking the two numbers 8 and 16, both are divisible by 4. Now they are talking about difference. So 16 minus 8, if I do, it is 8. Now 8 is also divisible by 4. So their sum will be divisible, their difference will also be divisible by a number. So based on this, let's start with the exercise. Question number 1 is asking for true or false. Now we will be giving the reasons also. Number 1, if a number is divisible by 3, it must be divisible by 9. It is a false statement. For example, if I take a number 21, 21 is divisible by 3. Everybody knows that 3 7s are 21. But 21 is not divisible by 9. If a number is divisible by 9, it must be divisible by 3. Now it's a true statement. Let's take an example, 54. Now 54 is divisible by 9. We know that it is divided, and we also know that 54 is divisible by 3. So it's a true statement. A number is divisible by 18 if it is divisible by both 3 and 6. It is a false statement. Why? 3 and 6 are not co-prime numbers. If it is divisible, both the numbers should be co-prime numbers, and 3 and 6 are not co-prime numbers. If a number is divisible by 9 and 10 both, then it must be divisible by 90. It's a true statement. Like if you see the factors of 90, 90 is 9 and 10. 90 is divisible by 9 also, 90 is divisible by 10 also. So it's a true statement. If two numbers are co-primes, at least one of them must be prime. It's a false statement because the number is co-prime when they have only one as their common factor. No other number is common in them. All numbers which are divisible by 4 must also be divisible by 8. No, it's a false statement. Now when we see the divisibility rule of 4, we take the last two digits. But when we take the divisibility rule of 8, it takes the last 3 digits, and it is not necessary that the number will be divisible by both 4 and 8. All numbers which are divisible by 8 must also be divisible by 4. Yes, it's a true statement because 2 multiplied by 4 is 8, and if a number is divisible by 8, it will also be divisible by 2 and 4. If a number exactly divides two numbers separately, it must exactly divide their sum. It's a true statement. Why? 8 and 16, they are both divisible by 4 and their sum is also divisible by 4. I have taken the same example. If a number exactly divides the sum of the two numbers, it must exactly divide the two numbers separately. Now here we have taken an example. It's a false statement. 3 plus 5 is 8. Now 8 is divided by 2, but 2 does not divide 3 and 5. Okay. So it's a false statement. So children, if you are finding confusion what we have to do and how we have to do, just take examples and then only you will be able to say true or false. Always solve your question with the help of an example. You will get your answer very easily. Question number 2. It's a different factor tree structure given to you of 60. We have to find out their missing numbers. If you see in the first figure, your 6 is divided into 2. 2 and x. Let us assume it as x. So 2 will be multiplied with by what number that you get 6? It is 3. 2 3s are 6. Same way 10, we got 10 and we have one factor 5. So what will be the other number? 2. 5 2s are 10. Second part, 60 is made up of 30 and dash. So if I divide 60 by 30, I get 2. So 30 2s is 60. Then 30 is made up of 10 and b. What is b here? 10 should be multiplied by 3 to get 30. Now in the 10 case, it is divided into c and d and we don't know. But we know this 10 is made up of 2 and 5. So we can say that C can be either 2 or 5 and D can be also either 2 or 5. Both can be any one of the numbers. So hence the missing numbers are 2, 3, 2 and 5. Question number 3. Which factors are not included in the prime factorization of a composite number? Only one. 1 and the number itself, they are not included in the prime factorization of a composite number. When we used to do factors, we used to find the factors of a number. What we used to do, we see all the possible combinations. We start with 1, suppose 12 it is there. So we start with 1 multiply by 12, then 2, then 3, then 4, like that we go. But if we want to do the prime factorization, we do not include 1 and the number itself, remaining only will come. Okay. Next, write the greatest 4-digit number and express it in terms of its prime factors. Now children, first of all you should understand what are prime numbers. You should always try to solve it by the prime. Like you will start with 2, you will then go to 3. Then again it is 4. So you will not write 4, you will write with 2 only. If it goes into all the even numbers which will be there, that will be divided by 2. You should know that. And here like we have to find out the prime factors. 4 largest digit number is 9999 and we will solve it. It will not go on 2. So we will start with 3. 999 divided by 3, you get 333. Again it will go on 3, it will divide by 3, you got 1111 and of course it will be divided by 11. It will not go on any other number. So the prime factors of 9999 or the greatest 4-digit number is 3 into 3 into 11 into 101. Question number 5. We need to find out the smallest 5-digit number and express it in the prime factors. The smallest 5-digit number is 1 and 4 zeros. It's an even number. You will start with 2, keep going, and then you will see that it will go on 5. You have to just divide every time with the prime numbers also. What are prime numbers? You will first start with 2, then 3, then 5, 7. Okay, after 7 it will go on 11, then 13, like that. Only prime numbers you are going to see whether it is divisible or not, and you will keep dividing till you get 1 at the end. So the prime factors of 10,000 is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. Question number 6. Find all the prime factors of 1729. So 1729, first start with 2, it will not go on 2. Then try 3, it will not go on 3. Then try with 5, 5 cannot go only once place, it should be either 0 or 5, then only it will go on 5. Then try with 7, it is divisible by 7, then 13, then 19, and at last you reach to 1. So the prime factors are 7 into 13 into 19, and the difference between them is 6. Question number 7. The product of three consecutive number is always divisible by 6. Verify with the help of an example. Now here I have taken an example of 20, 21, 22. 3 consecutive means you can choose any 3 numbers consecutive one after the other. Here I have taken 20, 21, 22. Their product is always divisible. So divide 20 multiply by 21 multiply by 22, you get 9240. And they are saying that this number is divisible by 6. The rule of 6 is it should be divisible by 2 and it should be divisible by 3. Both 2 and 3. So the rule for 2 is it should have an even number at its ones place. 0 is there. So it is divisible by 2. Rule for 3 is you should add all the digits and see whether the remainder is coming 0 or not when divided by 3. Total is 15 and 15 is divisible by 3. It is divisible by 3 because remainder is 0. So therefore we can say that 9240 is also divisible by 6. Example 2. I have taken here 3 consecutive numbers as 2, 3 and 4. Now what is 2 into 3 into 4? 24. Now here 24 is divisible by 2 and 24 is also divisible by 3 because sum of the digits 2 plus 4 is 6 and 6 is divisible by 3, remainder is 0. So when it is divisible by 2 and it is divisible by 3, it means it will be divisible by 6 also. Question number 8. The sum of two consecutive odd number is divisible by 4. Now first understand what was the divisibility rule of 4. We have already done it earlier. It states that we will see only the last two digits. If it is divisible by 4 and remainder is coming as 0, the whole number will be divisible by 4. So here I have taken two numbers as 57 and 59. Add them together, it is 116. Last two digits are 16 and we know that 16 is divisible by 4. And we can say sum of the numbers of 57 and 59 is divisible by 4. Another example taken here is 511 and 513. So that total comes to 1024 and 24 is the last two digit and we know that 24 is divisible by 4 and hence we can say that sum of the numbers 511 and 513 is also divisible by 4. In which of the following expressions prime factorization has been done? Now if you see the first case 2 into 3 into 4, 4 is not a prime number. So we can say that prime factorization has not been done in this. In the case of second, 7 and 2 both are the prime factors, so it has been done. In the third case 2, 5 and 7 all the three are prime numbers, so prime factorization has been done. In the last case it is 2, 3 and 9. 9 is not a prime number, so prime factorization has not been done. Question number 10. Now here we need to determine if 25110 is divisible by 45. Now if you remember, there is a rule which says that a number is divisible by any two co-prime numbers, then it is divisible by their product also. Now if you see 45 is the product. 45 is made up of 5 and 9. Let's find the factors of 5 and 9. We see that both are co-prime numbers. And after that we can check also if the number has 0 or 5 in its units place. In that case it is divisible by 5. And if the number sum of the digits 25110 is divided by 9 or remainder is coming as 0, in that case it is divisible by 9. So we can say in both the cases it is divisible by 5 also, it is divisible by 9 also, both are co-prime number also. So we can say that 25110 is divisible by 45 also. Question number 11. 18 is divisible by both 2 and 3. It is also divisible by 2 multiplied by 3, which is equal to 6. Similarly, a number is divisible by both 4 and 6. Can we say that number must also be divisible by 4 into 6, which is 24? In that case, there should be one criteria, that the two numbers should be co-prime numbers. Now here the numbers are not co-prime numbers, that is 4 and 6 are not co-prime. So it is not necessary that the number divisible by both 4 and 6 will also be divisible by their product 24. For example, 36 and 60, they are divisible by both 4 and 6 but not by 24. Last, I am the smallest number having 4 different prime numbers. Can you find me? Now smallest 4 prime numbers, it starts with 2, after 2, 3, then 5 and 7. These are the 4 smallest prime numbers. When you multiply them together, you get 210. So I have found you. With this, we finish exercise 3.5, children. I hope you have understood. Please remember the divisibility rule, but if by any chance you are not able to say whether it is true or false, whether you are able to solve it or not, take any example in your rough and then try to sort it out and you will be able to do. Thank you very much, children, for watching the video till the end. See you soon in the next video. Take care. Goodbye.